Welcome to another edition of the Newsbox. I am your host, your friendly neighborhood J-Man. Today, we start things off with a little bit of controversy. This. A 2-page in-story ad. This is what you guys got yourselves all worked up about. BleedingCool.com reported a few weeks ago that DC Comics was considering running half-page ads in its upcoming books. Well, lo and behold, that's exactly what they did. In fact, it turned out to be a half-page double spread ad. Big deal. What is the big deal about this? In an age of annoying fucking pop-up ads, this bothers you? Do you guys not read newspapers or magazines? They have ads on the same pages as stories. What's the big deal here? The stupid Twix ad with the guy, I can't even remember his name. It didn't ruin my reading experience in the least. In fact, I pretty much ignored the second part of the ad, but that's just me. Also in the news this week, Marvel Comics unveiled its post-Secret Wars plans with... What? What, this thing? Oh my God. Where do you see this? This is my Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America Shield backpack. Where did I get it? Glad you asked. I got it off of thinkgeek.com. It's cool, right? I mean, when I first got it, I was a little disappointed. I thought the shield was going to be a little bit bigger. I mean, it's not horrible. It's about 18 inches in diameter, so it's not the size of one of those little kid toy shields, but it's not the full-size shield either. That aside, it's still pretty fucking cool. The shield itself is hard plastic. On the inside is a pocket for your laptop and 2 smaller pockets for your peripherals. Don't expect to stuff this thing with all your crap though. It'll just fit your laptop, your peripherals, and maybe a book or 2. That's it. Still, this thing is badass. It retails for $59.99 and is available only at ThinkGeek. Good luck anyone, because they keep selling out. That, by the way, was not a paid endorsement in any way, shape, or form. I just really dig this thing. But I digress. As I was saying, Marvel teased its post-Secret Wars plans this week with not 1, but 2 images of its all-new, all-different Marvel universe. While the first image was fairly interesting, featuring a number of different Spider-Men, Falcon still as Cap, and old Steve Rogers, the Vision, and Jane Foster as the Thor, it's the second image that really blew up the internets. Like the first one, the main focus of the second image was Iron Man, which it turns out is being written by Brian Michael Bendis, but it also featured a female Wolverine, Old Man Logan, the Thing, and what looks like Guardians gear, especially since he's paired up with Rocket Raccoon, Hyperion, and a Daredevil that looks a bit like he's been Netflixed. All Marvel titles post-Secret Wars are said to be reset back to number 1s. Don't think of this as a retcon. Per Editor-in-Chief Axel Alonso, this is not a reboot. We are not erasing our history or throwing away any old stories. We are building on our history. So whatever you do, don't call it a comeback. I mean, a reboot. With the summer months officially days away, that means only one thing. San Diego Comic-Con. My love-hate relationship with SDCC continues this year, especially when it comes to exclusives. God, I love exclusives, but God, I am not waiting hours in line to get them. As for what's being offered up this year, Mattel has some interesting items. Marvel-inspired Hot Wheels and Thomas & Friends Super Friends Minis. DC Collectibles, in the meantime, is offering up what they're calling a Jim Lee Blue Line Edition Batman figure, a Crypto plush, and not to be outdone, Hasbro has a Marvel Legends 6-inch scale Doctor Strange 5-pack that will include, amongst other things, a translucent blue Doctor Strange, Brother Voodoo, and the mutant, yes, mutant, emphasis Mayan, magic. But my pick for SDCC so far, Mezco Toys 112 Collective Dark Knight Returns box set. The set includes not just the beat-up Dark Knight in it, but the mutant leader as well. I've been practicing one of my favorite quotes from The Dark Knight Returns in anticipation of getting this set.
You don't get it, son. This isn't a mud hole, it's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon.
There are many, many times I wish I was more of a gamer than I am. Times when I wish as a kid I didn't have my nose in so many comics and spent far more time playing video games. One of those times is Now, with the release of Disney Infinity 3.0 Rise Against the Empire, yes, Star Wars in the Disney Infinity style. It's like a goddamn wet dream. Players for the game will be able to play as Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewbacca across multiple worlds like Tatooine and Hoth, and have access to speeder bikes, AT-ATs, and my vehicle of choice, snow speeders. And unlike previous versions of the Infinity titles, players will be able to use every Star Wars character in every Star Wars playset. I seriously gotta find some time to squeeze all this awesomeness in. And finally, we'll wrap this thing up with the perplexing case of Jason Statham, Marvel, and Bullseye. Earlier in the week, it was rumored that Statham was in talks to play Bullseye in Season 2 of Daredevil. A perfect bit of casting, if you ask me. Around the same time, though, Statham was quoted as saying about superhero movies and Marvel in particular, "I just think that any guy could do it. I mean, I could take my grandma, put her in a cape, put her on a green screen, and they'll have stunt doubles come in and do all the action." Which to me doesn't sound very much like someone who wants to be involved in a superhero project. Still, rumors persist around the internet saying that he's this close to signing. As of the filming of this show, the rumors have all been but debunked. Kind of disappointing, because the guy does kick a little ass. Newsbox. You give us about 5 minutes and we'll give you a dearth of useless information. Hey, your friendly neighborhood J-Man here. Don't forget to check me out on all your favorite social media. I'm on the Twitter, the Facebook, and the Google+. In between trolling your favorite celebs, you can also find me on the website, the-newsbox.com, and every Monday on the Fanboy Factor podcast at fanboyfactor.com.